In these problems, we are trying to round decimals to the nearest hundredth, to the nearest tenth, to whatever place value they tell us to round it to. And this can be a little bit confusing. So let's take this one little step at a time. First of all, I'm going to take this whole number and put it in this chart down here, just so we don't get confused at all about our place values. So the 0 would go right before the decimal point in the ones, another 0 in the tenths, a 2 in the hundredths, and a 4 in the thousandths. Okay, so that's 0.024. Now, what we want to do is find the place value that we're rounding to. And this says round to the nearest hundredth. So hundredths right here. So this is the one we're rounding to. This number is either going to stay at 2 if we round down, or it's going to go up to a 3 if we round up. And then this number is going to disappear. So we always look to one number to the right to figure out if we're going to round up or round down. If the number is less than 5, we round down. If the number is 5 or above, we round up. So in this case, it's 4, less than 5, we're going to round down. And what that means is that this becomes 0.02, and you can think of that as being a 0. However, with decimals, we don't really need to write that trailing 0. It doesn't have any particular meaning most of the time. So we can just write that as 0.02 or 2 hundredths. We've rounded that to the nearest hundredth, and the nearest hundredth is 2 hundredths. Let's try another one of those. Okay, so here we are being asked to round 0.862 to the nearest tenth. So let's just go ahead and put it in here. We've got a 0 in the ones, 8 in the tenths, 6 in the hundredths, and 2 in the thousandths. So the nearest tenth, well, tenths are right here. So this number is either going to stay in 8 if we round down or go up to a 9 if we round up. And we look 1 to the right at this 6. That is 5 or above, so we're going to round up. So that means this becomes 0.9, and then everything after it is 0 because we've rounded it away. Okay. And then, of course, these trailing zeros don't have meaning for us, so we're just going to write this as 0.09 or 9 tenths. So 0.862 rounded to the nearest tenth is 0.09 or 9 tenths. So that's a little bit of work with rounding decimals.